What up, world? I'm here in Sacramento, knocking out this podcast, country fried podcast at that. Doesn't it sound delicious? When you hear this and see this podcast, you're gonna want to eat it up, because every time I say country fried, I want to say chicken afterwards, and that just makes me more hungry. So yeah, country fried podcast, the most delicious thing on the net. Shout out Body Armor. I need a sponsorship. Drink this stuff every day. Come on now. One time. Body Armor. Best water on earth. I think they used to say that about Snapple too. It's the best stuff on earth. You know, I had to bring a couple of lights to set up and give it a little extra flavor. You know, you're having a podcast with the director, so it's got to look right. It's got to look right, or just don't do it at all. But here we go.
Has that always been your name? Have you had other nicknames besides 420?
Have I had other nicknames other than 420? Yes, I have. I've had some interesting ones. So my last name is Horstcotty. You could only imagine.
I didn't even attempt to say your last name.
Right.
I have no idea.
That's how I know when bill collectors are calling, or
is Mr. Horsecocky there?
Yeah, all kinds of. They butcher it. Okay. So you can only imagine the nicknames I got playing football, and in high school and elementary. Horse shit.
Was high school was. I know that we see the Mr. 420. We see the lights, the glitz, and the glamour.
Right.
But let's take us back to the high school 420.
The high school 420. What about it?
Would the high school 420 be wearing anything you're wearing right now?
The high school 420 would definitely be wearing something that I have on right now. He would definitely. I was always into what's new, what could you not find at our local mall. Maybe I went to a mall that was a few hours away.
Would you like to smoke this joint with me?
Of course. Okay. I'm always down to smoke a joint with anybody.
I don't want to pressure you.
You know?
But anyway.
I've always been dressed to impress, slightly nerdy, but still had my own style. I'm always going to look nerdy. I can't do anything about that. But I'm definitely not a square. I'm more like a circle. I just keep it rolling.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind next time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This joint is this is becoming one of my favorite joints to smoke. It's this big fat end of it, and it's opened up and it's dope. Anyway.
I'm gonna have to give you some stuff when we get off of here. I'm gonna have to leave you with a little treat. Because you know, everywhere I go, I try to bless the people. I try to just, like the jacket taught me, it's just weed. Give it away. It's just weed.
Well, God bless you, my son. Because if you're going to give some weed away, God bless you.
Yeah.
Continue my horrible weed habit that I have.
Hey.
But what was high school for you? Was high school torture for you? Was it a miserable experience? Was it an enjoyable experience?
Overall,
would you want to do it again?
I'd love to do it again. I'd love to do some things different. I'd love to do some of the things the same. I did not enjoy school. So it wasn't necessarily...
Academics, you're saying, by school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So school was always a struggle. It wasn't that easy. But socializing was never hard for me.
Were you always a creative person more than an academic person?
Definitely. I was always doodling, drawing, computer class, fidgeting with something. So...
Did you always feel lesser than the academics because of this?
Did I ever feel lesser than?
Yes.
Yeah.
Inferior, I guess, is the word.
Yeah.
Because some people fear I think it's more common to feel inferior of your art as opposed to your academics.
Yeah.
And like, you're never ashamed to be too smart, but you can be ashamed to be too stupid.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, a smart person can't play dumb. Or a smart person can play dumb, but a dummy can never play smart.
Exactly.
So, school was always an interesting topic. I never did well in class. I didn't graduate high school. I dropped out.
Okay.
But
did you ever go back?
Nope.
Okay. But you're still making a go at it. You've got a career.
I'm building a career on my own. I'm building a career as I see it. I'm not afraid to go get a 9-to-5. But at the same time, my job right now is 24/7.
And you have a network of friends. You have business connections now. You are a businessman.
Yeah. I've had to learn the hard way, and that's actually honestly how I learned the best, is the hard way. Having to go through trials and tribulations to get out on the other side and see the light. Go through some dark times.
What,
For sure.
Out of your journey so far, what's one lesson you've learned that you could pass on to
What's one
somebody
lesson
else?
I've learned? I've learned that nobody's really going to give you anything in this industry. People don't owe you anything. The best thing somebody can give you is some game, not some money.
It's very true.
The more game somebody can give you, you'll find a way to get the money. But some people will pay you to get away from them, I've learned.
Break that down for us.
Break that down. People will pay you to get away from them. They're just paying you to do a service. They're not paying you or wanting to build a relationship. They're wanting you to come take photos and then get away. They need their private time. They need to come out of character.
Okay. Do you think that's just understanding clients now, understanding people more, understanding human behavior?
Definitely. I've traveled the world. I've been around the world. I've seen many lands. I've seen different ways of thinking. And so, yeah, that just gives me a better way to people watch. Within the first few minutes, I can generally tell where this relationship or where this conversation is going to go. Just life lessons. Life lessons teach you those things. So yeah, I've been able to use these life lessons to get ahead in my career. Because there's some people, they're not people persons. They don't know how to hold a conversation.
No, they don't.
But they know how to rap. But they can't do what we're doing right here. They can't hold a conversation and hold an interview.
That's actually true. I've had a few people on the show that, I've done a few podcasts I haven't posted before, but people have struggled where, like off camera, we can have a normal conversation, but once the camera comes on, people actually, it's weird, they change.
Yeah, definitely.
They become more animated than they really are, or a different persona than they really are. But
I kind of see both sides of it because I tell artists all the time, when you get in front of the camera, I can only record what you put in front of me. So if you're boring, I'm going to capture that boredom. If
That's
you're energetic,
true.
I'm going to catch all that energy and be able to use that when I go back to edit to make a doper video, if the video calls for it.
That's very true, because I think me if I was doing what you were doing, directing videos, I'd feel this enormous pressure on me to make this person interesting.
For sure,
right?
For sure.
But now you're pushing it back on them, going, no, dude. If you want me to record you for 30 minutes smoking a blunt, we can do that.
Yeah.
But is that all you want?
Yeah. Is that really all you want? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of experienced that in LA. I just got back from LA doing a week out there, working with a client, and things started amazing, and then they just we started to waste time. We started to go too much back and forth from point A to point B. There was never a point C, D, E, and F. We just kept constantly going back and forth. And to me, when you're in LA, you need to be connecting those dots.
Have you been on is that common for a video shoot, just chaos? Is it chaos? What's the most chaos you've ever dealt with before on a video shoot?
There's only one time I've ever had to walk off of a shoot and completely walk away.
Oh, really?
There was only one time, and that was early in my career, working with up-and-coming artists that had never really shot a video. They were more focused on partying and drinking than
that would be me.
Than getting the job done. Whereas I was already paid. I came to do a job, and I wanted to get home at the end of the night.
Okay.
We started late. We were going to be getting done even later. So just wasting time was only getting me more frustrated.
But have you kind of refined it now? Do you know how to manage a video shoot? Do you have a checklist you go by now? Is it, you've dealt with a lot of people, a lot of big names, right?
Definitely.
So who have you shot videos with? Let's just name drop as many as you possibly can.
Who have I shot videos with? Who have I worked on set with? Like what part of the job? Every single step of it? Or
well, let's say who have you shot a video for?
So who have I shot a video for? Mr. Fab would be probably the biggest name.
I'll hit him in the credits.
Of Mr. Fab's probably the largest artist. I've done every step of the job, from shooting, editing, directing.
Okay.
I've had footage that's made it into E40's Choices video.
Okay.
Worked with Filthy Rich, Too Short, T Grizzly, Jay Stalin, Andre Nicotina, Compton Menace, 3-6 Mafia I went out on tour with in 2014.
You did?
Yeah, I went out on tour in 2014 with Compton Menace and 3-6 Mafia.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
60 cities, 3 months out on the road. That's a story in itself.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've worked with some of the biggest names to your up-and-comers, guys and chicks that have no names so far.
I think that's what I want to do is I want to take, like, you know, go on a tour and do behind-the-scenes photography on a tour somewhere. That's what I really want to do. That'd be whether it be for an artist or on tour for a politician, that's the stuff I really would love to do.
That's cool.
You
know,
know,
there's nothing like being out on the road. I always told my mom growing up, I wanted to live out of hotels in my suitcase. Now, sometimes it's been both ends of the spectrum. I've lived out of hotels or motels in suitcases because I was homeless. There's been other times where like I said, I was out on tour, so I was getting to live out of hotel rooms, tour buses, suitcases, throwing clothes away just to go get new clothes because that was the thing to do.
So you went on tour with 3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia.
Okay. What is the... You must have seen some groupie action. There must be a story you have.
Groupie action.
Of a story of an incident, a party, of somebody getting thrown somewhere, knocked out, accused of murder, stabbed, robbed, fucked.
Denver.
Okay.
Denver went crazy.
All right. Does anybody know the story? Have you told anyone this story?
I've told a few people. I don't know how many people paid attention.
Okay.
But Denver
will they pay attention today?
I hope so. Denver was the craziest stop on the whole tour. This was 60 cities, 3 months out on the road, but Denver tore it down. Denver created a little mini riot in the venue.
Okay, so
they shot off tear gas.
Hold on. Before we go off into it, let's set the story. Let's frame the story.
Frame it.
All right. So you are on tour with who?
I'm working for Compton Menace. He's an artist out of Compton, California.
All right. And you're on tour. You're on a 60-city tour?
Yeah, I'm doing the visuals along with one other photographer, videographer in our crew.
And you have full access to backstage.
Everywhere.
Groupies.
Everything.
Parties.
So I had to test some of the groupies.
You had to test? What do you mean by test them?
You know.
Okay.
They want to make it to see their favorite rapper.
Okay, so
they had to get through me.
You engaged them in sexual intercourse okay, there you go.
I just told them
you had a good time with them. You had a good time.
I had an amazing time.
So let's say you're at an event. It was the night of the show. You're at a party. You're at a hotel. Where are you at?
Where are we at?
Yes, when this incident happens.
We're at the venue.
At the venue?
Yeah. Okay. Compton Menace had already done his lineup. We were off stage. We were at the merch booth watching 3-6 perform.
Okay.
And a little mini riot broke out.
All right.
Just all chaos. All I can remember is 3-6 kind of like rushing to get off the stage. And, man, who was the guy that was out with us? DJ Paul just yelled to this one guy, "Grab the beer and let's go." He was more concerned about the beer being safe than anybody else.
Oh.
But they shot tear gas off in the club. We caught a graffiti tagger, tagging the buses.
Okay.
Kicked his ass real quick.
It was like Was it like a movie when there's like a zombie invasion and people are scattering everywhere?
It's crazy.
It was just chaos?
Chaos. They had a lock-in so that whoever was... They kicked all the regular people out, general admission. They kicked them completely out of the venue at a certain point.
Okay.
But all the artists, some of probably the VIP, they did a lock-in. So you couldn't leave.
Wow.
Because too much chaos was going on outside of the venue. Like I said, we caught a tagger tagging the bus, kicked his ass. The police rounded him up. They asked us what we wanted to do with him. We said, do what you have to do. Take him to jail, give him a ticket, whatever, because if he comes with us, he's coming back to Compton.
How about any parties with chicks, dude? How about like, do you like...
Aspen. The whole state of Colorado was probably just the most insane spot on tour. The whole state, because we went to Fort Collins, we went to Denver, Aspen, and Colorado Springs. All four stops have their own little memorable story about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Colorado Springs, we went to a marijuana dispensary. So that was like the first dispensary we hit out on tour. We had been out east and down south for the whole first 2 legs of the tour. Finally started to push out west and started to see some good weed.
And you've always had a love for hip-hop music.
Always had a love. That's where my passion's at. If I was to walk away from the camera today, I would still be a fan of the music tomorrow. And a lot of my relationships and friendships, if I stopped shooting for them today, we'd still be friends tomorrow.
So what was the very first record you ever bought with your own money?
First?
With your own, you got your first check from Napa Auto Parts or from Arby's.
Grocery store, working at the grocery store.
You get your first check and you go down to Sam Goody, you go down to Tower Records, Rasputin. You're gonna buy your first record with your own money. What did you buy?
Honestly, it was probably DMX.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was some East Coast. It was probably like DMX.
You were barking.
Yeah.
Back then, you're barking.
Yeah, for sure.
You're rough riding.
Yeah, all that.
All right. Did you think DMX was like 7 feet tall?
No, I'd seen the videos.
Reality, he was like the size of like Webster. He's basically Webster just rocked out.
Yeah.
With a drug problem.
Yeah, a major drug problem. Come to find out.
Or
but come on, I'm in junior.
Severe chemical imbalance.
I'm in junior high. I didn't know that kind of stuff. I was pretty naive. I wasn't too hip on that.
Sure, but it's just I think DMX represents probably a example of Hollywood and rap music merging together.
Probably.
To where you're making a larger than life character. The truth is that he was just an emotional wreck. And he's an emotional wreck with money.
Yeah, he had some good prayers.
But he's talented.
Yeah.
Extremely talented.
DMX
poetic.
DMX had some of the best prayers at the beginning or throughout his albums than anybody out there. That guy was like a real hood pastor. He'd get up there and make you cry along with him.
He had his moments.
Yeah.
Moments.
Like you said, that was my first album that I can remember using my own money to buy. There may have been a first, but
what was the biggest influence on you as far as what was a particular record or a song that made an impact on you to say, okay, now I get it.
Man.
Now you're going, okay, now I get it.
Now I get it.
What was your train of thought? What was your your Black Thought? What was your Most Def? What was your your Common moment? Some people it was Common's.
Nas.
Before, it was Nas. It was
probably Nas. My early years, I was an East Coast head. I was into East Coast hip hop. West Coast was dope. Don't get me wrong. Tupac, Eazy-E, Bay Area artists, Richie Rich, E40. All these guys super dope. My ear just wasn't tuned into them when I was young. I was definitely influenced by what was on the radio, but then stuff that I just went and sought out and found on my own. I maybe heard the most popular song on the record, which made me go get the record, but then I fell in love with one of the songs that never made it on radio, never got a music video.
Would you find yourself tracing back roots of albums? For example, like you can start off buying DMX, but then all of a sudden you realize, oh, there's more than DMX. I'm gonna go buy a De La Soul record,
For sure.
or I'm gonna go buy a Tribe Called Quest record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or then you run into a Farside record or a Das FX record, and you discover a whole era of music.
Yeah.
Then you go even
different,
deeper.
Yeah, different
Then you
style
go
of
deeper
hip-hop.
back than that.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I was big on Farside, big on Hyro.
I'm stoned.
It's all good.
Sorry, I lost track what I was gonna say.
It's all good.
Uh,
Old school UGK.
Well,
I'm a diehard Pimp C fan.
Are you? Yeah. Well,
I like everything from all different regions. Like I said, I've lived or traveled all over the country, all over the world I've been, but I've lived all over the country. So my ear has heard what's hot in this region, what's hot in this region, who's popular, because I never hear about these guys, and vice versa. When I go to Louisiana, when I lived in Louisiana, and I asked them to play "Tell Me When to Go," they didn't know what I was talking about. When I said play "Keep the Sneak," they said, "What's a Keep the Sneak?"
Well, yeah, that's
So, yeah, I've been to different regions, and I've tapped into what's hot out there.
Let's talk about videos, dude.
Okay, that's what we're here for,
So
right?
what? Yeah. So talk about the relationship you have with Mr. Fab, because I know that means a lot to you.
Stan Lee, that's my big brother right there. Stan Lee, Fabby Davis Jr. Fab is the guy that gave me the confidence to do what I'm doing today. I met Fab when I was working in the weed industry. I was working actually for a clothing company that's based out of Sacramento.
Okay.
I don't know if you know them. Smoke Session 420. They attend some of the various events out here and
There's
they're
like a
across the
million
country. Yeah, there's a million different
T-shirt
companies.
Smoke shop guys.
But yeah, so I'm working for Smoke Session 420. Shout out Ant. Working for him. We put in a t-shirt order at a place called Filthy Drip, which is no longer, but a place called Filthy Drip, which used to be on Telegraph.
Filthy Drip sounds fantastic.
It was an amazing store.
That is the best name I've ever heard before.
Lloyd,
for anything.
I'm plugging Filthy Drip right now. So Lloyd, when you see this, if you got anything for me that's still in the garage, I need that size large. But yeah, Filthy Drip.
Shout out to Filthy. What happened to Filthy Drip?
It bounced around. It made it to the Richmond Mall. It made it to the Concord Mall, and I think rent got to be too expensive, and I don't think there were enough people buying.
Okay, rest in peace, Filthy Drip.
I love that place though, but it used to be on Telegraph, and they did the painted T-shirts. That was real popular during the hyphy movement days.
Okay.
3X T-shirts, hella big but painted. I'm in there placing an order, picking up an order, one or the other, and Fab's in there playing video games. He's in there playing NBA Jam. They have the old school arcade game in there.
No shit.
Yeah, it was real dope. It was a real dope store. In there, chop it up with him, shoot him a shirt, even though I know he doesn't smoke, but I knew it would be good for the brand to get a photo. That's kind of how we made the relationship. Fast forward years down the road, I'm getting out of the weed industry, starting to I'm like 25, 26, don't know what I want to do with my life. And I'm just going to hip hop shows. I'm going to Oakland Live. I went to like week 2 of Oakland Live. They're already up in like show number 70. So I went to one of the original Oakland Lives.
Why would you want to get out of the weed industry? It sounds fantastic.
A lot of politics, like any industry, but a lot of politics, a lot of internal fighting more than I felt fighting the government.
Okay.
I felt there was a lot of just internal beefs, a lot of internal politics, people stepping on toes, people snitching on people. I saw people going to prison and jail. I went to jail a few times. Just wasn't the thing.
All right. That's legit.
Just wasn't the thing. I'll always continue to smoke, but being involved with the day in and day outs of the industry, I got burnt out. Just 100% honest, got burnt out.
So how did Mr.
And I
Fab
spent a lot of money.
How did he influence you mainly? Was it just your attitude, your mentality? Did it really give you the confidence?
So I'm coming out of Oakland Live one night, and he held the door open for me. And he said, "Hey Ryan, how you doing? You have a good time?" And I looked at him. "You remember me? You remember my name even?" "Yeah, this and that, da 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 da." He's like, I like the cell phone photos you post on my I don't remember if it was MySpace or Facebook, probably Facebook. God, MySpace, but Facebook." He said, "I like the photos you post. Have you ever thought of buying a camera?" And no, not really. He said, "Well, shit, if you invest in yourself, I'll invest my time into you." That's all I needed to hear right then, because like I said, I was 25, 26, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Someone that is a somebody, that has a name, extended their hand. I took it. Ran with it. Stuck with them ever since. That guy doesn't owe me anything. He's given me so much game. He doesn't owe me $1. There's been times he's chipped me off 20 here, 40 there, 100 there. He pays me right when it's for other people's work that he calls me for. But when it's for him, he doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't typically give me anything other than game.
I want to barbecue with him.
Yeah.
He seems like a lot of fun to drink with.
And I learned that the easy way and the hard way with Fab.
Eat with.
And this is no shade, this is no diss, this is no anything. I knew coming into working with Fab that Fab wasn't going to pay me physically anything, but he was going to pay me with so much game that I'd then go find the money. I'd find the client, the person that's going to pay what I'm asking. Fab's cheap. Anybody that's close to you, anybody that's close to him will tell you that. And I knew that coming into it before anybody had to tell me.
Well, I think he probably knows as a businessman.
But I prepared myself for that, to where he never, anytime he's asked, "Do I need something?" I've always told him no.
I think he knows by now probably is if people really want something bad enough, they'll do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't spend time worrying about other people's projects or other people's drama. That if they really want it just like him, he's made it happen.
Yeah.
You know? He puts out some really great videos about making it happen, about being positive, about moving forward.
That's my big brother. I was one of the first people there when Dope Era was thought up.
But I
wasn't there the night it was thought up, but the next day when they put it into play, I was there. When we were selling Dope Era out of the trunks of our cars, I've been there since that day. When we got the first store in North Oakland, I was there that day. When we moved downtown Oakland, I was there that day. I'm going to continue to be there.
I mean, you sound dedicated to it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's what I owe back to him for giving me the confidence to do what I'm doing today. I owe that to him. I can't financially pay him back. So physically, I have to pay him back.
So in a way, he's become like a sensei to you.
For sure. That is Master Splinter.
Okay, so you've realized that he is Master Splinter.
Yeah, that's Master Splinter.
Okay.
There's no denying that. There's no shame in saying that. Like we say, give people their roses while they can still smell them. So that is my Master Splinter.
Have you ever eaten with him before?
Have I eaten with him? I've spent Christmases with him.
Okay. Can he cook?
Can Fabby cook? No.
No, he can't?
Nah. I'm going to keep it all the way real.
You think fat people could cook? I can cook.
Nah, Fabby can't cook. Fabby knows people that can cook.
Okay.
I can give him that. I need
to go down and see the store and get some gear.
You definitely do. Be
a 41-year-old man walking in there with some Dope Era gear.
Yeah. Anytime you're ever in Oakland, definitely stop by. 1764 Broadway. 19th and Broadway. We're right in the heart of downtown Oakland. We're steps off of 19th Street BART. You can ride public transportation to our store and then get your happy ass right back on public transportation and go back to where you came from. But you got to come experience the dope era. And that's one of the nice things too. That's one of the things we don't really sell online. We don't wholesale to anybody. You have to come to us to experience what we got going on.
Is there a new lineup coming out? How do you determine what is on for sale, I guess? I don't know.
I'm not involved with any of that. I know when everybody else knows.
What's next for you?
What's next?
So like Robert Greene says, to master something. And once you've mastered it, move on. So do you feel like you've mastered music videos? Do you feel like it's time to progress? Or do you feel like you're still kind of digging in and developing and learning?
I'm just getting started when it comes to the music videos. I didn't pick up a camera until I was 25 or 26 years old. I'm 32 now, so I'm behind. I've got guys that I work around that are 18, 19, 20, 21 that are way more advanced than I am. So I got to catch up to them in order to feel like I'm ahead. So no, I don't feel like I'm ahead at all when it comes to the directing. I'm not there yet. I don't have everything when it comes to being the director.
What
Damn, we had something going there and we had to cut.
It's all right, man. Sometimes but sometimes you get so personal.
Yeah.
Like people sometimes it's hard to keep things so serious.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
What have you learned? What's the number one rule you've learned about making a music video? What's one mistake you'll never make again? Because there's a ton of people out there who make videos, who are getting a Canon camera, and they're getting a tripod, and they're doing this in a parking lot, and they're learning as they're going, like you were, right? One day you took a chance on yourself, and you filmed your own music video. You didn't know what you were doing, but you just did it. Mm-hmm. You went out and did it in front of a Corvette and did this for 3 hours, and you went back and edited, and all of a sudden you came out and you're like, hey, I made this piece of crap work, right? What was that moment for you like?
So I guess probably like my biggest one for the equipment that I work with a Panasonic. The ISO can't go up extremely high like a Sony. Sony's, I've heard you can crank the ISO up hella high and not get any pixelation.
Okay.
Whereas, give or take with my Panasonic, if I go above 800, I start to see it. So that's my biggest rule, is keep your ISO down as low as possible.
But what was the worst experience? Can you tell us the worst experience you ever had on a video shoot?
Just people.
Should I say not the worst, but the toughest experience?
Just keeping people's interest there.
Okay.
Because some people, say if you're doing a group project, say if there's 3 different artists on the song.
All right.
First person gets their part done, but they need to hang out until the end so we can do the group shot.
Oh. But why don't you do the group shot first?
Maybe we should.
Okay, anyway, go ahead.
So that's one of the biggest ones, is keeping people's interest.
Sorry about that.
But then also, okay, good example, why don't you do it at the beginning? What about if people are flying in? So when we had the Filthy Rich, Too Short, E40 video shoot, Too Short lives in LA. E40 wasn't getting there until he said 2.
Oh, you're talking
we
about flying.
We started at 10 a.m.
All right.
You can't get everybody there at the beginning and this and that. And so wants to leave, but we haven't done the group shot. You can't leave.
Okay.
Well, I have a studio session I got to make. Well, you might better cancel that studio session. So that's probably maybe one of the biggest ones, is just keeping people's interest there.
Okay.
We're there to work. We're not there to party. We can make it look like a party, but we're there to make a music video.
What is the common attitude on a video for a new person filming their first video? Do they think it's a party?
They think it's magic. They think it's magic. They think you can make things appear and disappear as you want. And with the right editing programs, I'm sure you can, but my skill level, some of the things that people ask, that's over my head.
Like, can I get an explosion? Can I get a magic pit bull?
I wish that was some of the requests, but yeah, just, can you make my face look like that? I'm like, what? Can I make your face look like you were doing something that you weren't?
Like they want special effects.
Yeah.
Serious special effects.
Serious special effects that takes a real trained professional to do.
What's the biggest mistake you ever made on a video?
What's the biggest mistake I ever made on a video?
Like you will never do that again. You agreed to something you shouldn't have agreed to.
Saying yes when I didn't have all my equipment available. So then I had to rush to find equipment.
Oh, that's tough.
And I'd already been paid. Everything. It's not like they just gave me the deposit. This artist actually paid me everything from step one.
But did you pull it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I said yes without having all my tools available. I had to go, like I said, rush and find tools.
But you'll never do that again.
No.
But you've done it before. You've done it again.
Yeah.
But you made it work no matter what. But
I can't really think of what I've done that I wouldn't ever do again. Not knowing I needed to charge batteries, and I just said, nah, my batteries are charged enough.
Yep, I've been there.
So that's one.
I drove 2 hours to shoot one time and realized I forgot my battery at home. So stupid.
It's kind of, I was in LA. Forgot my battery and the battery charger in the studio I was working at. Got all the way back here to the Bay Area and had a gig 2 hours after I got off the road. And all the camera stores were closed. Had to start calling around. Who owns the same camera that I do so I can borrow this and I can...
Made it work.
Made it work.
Wow. That's impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, just gave
up. Made it to the shoot early.
Would have gave up.
I made it to the shoot before the artist did. So...
What's who's the biggest celebrity you've met before?
Who's the biggest celebrity I've met?
Yeah.
Man. Snoop's up there.
Okay. Snoop Dogg is basically the newest.
I've been to
Snoop is becoming the newest like celebrity. He's like a grandpa now.
I've been to 2 shorts home in LA with just Fab and Snoop. So it was just the 4 of us. The 5 of us.
Someday
Zach was there also.
Someday Snoop Dogg will be adored like a precious old man, right? Like George Burns.
You know,
Right?
Snoop's evolved. Snoop's evolved from being a
He's like Dick Clark almost now.
Yeah,
he's
like
hosting game shows.
Yeah.
Right?
That guy's evolved from being like a gangster that people are afraid of to...
He's a celebrity.
My mom loves him. My mom's an old white lady with gray hair that loves her.
Because he's hosting game shows for like old people.
And
he got gray hair.
Yeah, he's aged well. He's
gonna be he'll
he's matured.
And when he's 60, he'll star in a movie.
Probably.
It'll be his color purple.
Yeah.
Right?
Something like that.
It'll be amazing, and he'll be like the biggest celebrity on the planet, and no one will ever remember Doggy Style or...
But yeah, celebrity, biggest celeb.
Gin and Juice.
Snoop, Too Short, E40. Those, like, my idols. So probably them. I wish I could have met Mac Dre.
Never gotten to the Mac Dre.
Huge Mac Dre fan.
But now I listen to stuff I dig it now.
Right. It's understandable.
The 420 Ambassador thing?
420 Ambassador, just like I got my start. Let me just give you a little rundown just of me a little bit.
Sure.
I was born in Stockton.
Oh, you were?
I was born in Stockton, California.
Gotcha.
1986.
Stockton is hot as fuck.
Yeah, and
Stockton needs more trees.
Yeah, it does.
Right? More oxygen.
But then Stockton moved to the Bay Area, like, by the time I was 2, I think. San Francisco, Antioch, Martinez. Martinez is where I went to high school. Alhambra, go Dogs. From high school, I went to Maui. I went to Hawaii. I thought I wanted to get into the hotel industry, and I figured no better place than Hawaii.
Well, that sounds freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Why would you give that up?
It was expensive, and I didn't want to work in the hotel industry. I was becoming a beach bum, and Hurricane Katrina hit. So it was time to move. Kind of like a nomad, just it was time to pick up and go.
Why did Hurricane Katrina affect Maui?
Got family in southern Louisiana, so Hurricane Katrina hit and devastated everything. So I went to go help family down in southern Louisiana. I moved from Maui back to Martinez for, I don't know, maybe a month, off to Louisiana for just under a year.
Wow. Well, that's noble of you to do that.
Yeah, I was able to get 73 families back into their homes, doing everything from roofing, siding, drywall, you name it.
So where did you live down there then?
So I lived on a reservation. I lived with a Native American tribe, the Homa Nation.
So you volunteered to do this?
But kind of not. Kind of got sent on a one-way ticket. I wasn't really doing anything with my life, and my family at home said, "We have family in Louisiana that could use your help."
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
All right.
back into a conversation.
All right.
Yeah, so
Here's your ticket. Get the fuck out of here.
not quite that bad, but it was definitely. Yeah, they
Okay.
sugarcoated it for me.
So you're with the tribe.
With the tribe.
The tribe called
Homa.
Homa.
The Homa Nation.
All right.
They're the largest tribe in Louisiana.
Okay.
Down in the bayous, about 40, 50 miles outside of New Orleans. So when I did my relief work, I was not in New Orleans. I was out on the bayous.
You know, talking to people out there must be like living on a different planet.
For sure, the lazy tongue and the coonasses and...
Maybe I should move there. I do fantastic there.
Maybe. I like it.
The dumber the better for me, man.
Hey, I'm pretty dumb, so it might have worked.
But hot is it humid?
Humid. It's very humid. It gets very, very humid.
I bet there's some beautiful women down there now.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. People like to have a good time in Louisiana.
Beautiful and dumb.
Yeah.
Just the way God made them.
It's kind of how I like it. Like I said, I'm dumb, so...
But anyway, yeah. So I am dumb also.
Louisiana was a great time though, and
I
got to do something great for someone else, and then learn something in the process. Got to learn just some basic home repair skills,
Okay.
and then learn people skills by having to work with volunteers. I met close to 1,000 volunteers in that year.
So you did something nice. You developed in life. You achieved something. You helped some people out, and it made an impact on your life.
Yeah, and
So overall, it made you a better person. You feel like? Do you agree?
definitely, because I was pretty selfish growing up.
Sure. We all are.
Yeah,
We still are. We all are selfish.
there's nothing wrong with being selfish at certain times.
You know.
But constantly, no, that's not good. And I wasn't like that. I wasn't constantly just me. But the word me came out of my mouth more than we.
Yeah, you were a lot younger.
Yeah. So, Louisiana, do that. Supervisor says when you get back to California, there's somebody you should meet. He said you should meet my mom, and that sounds weird. Like, what? You should meet my mom.
Mm-hmm.
He knows I smoke weed. His mom at the time, webpage designer for High Times magazine. So I come back to California. I meet this lady named Judy up in the Redwoods, up in Ukiah.
That's random.
Yeah. And she's like, so you smoke weed, huh? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to teach you, or I'm going to show you and introduce you to people that smoke weed. And she wasn't lying. So went and got me my first club card and just into it. Elbows deep.
What animal are you afraid of?
Snakes.
Really?
Snakes. Deadly.
Terrify you?
Scare. If you pulled the earthworm out that was too long, I'd mistake it for a snake.
Terrify. What about mice?
Nope.
Really?
Not really. Like, I'm sure.
Could you pick up, like, if there's a cute little mouse, could you pick it up over here?
Yeah.
Okay. With no fear at all. I'd be terrified of it.
Yeah.
Of the rabies pulsating from it.
You know, I'd be concerned of the rabies.
The vicious teeth.
But
Right?
I would pick up a mouse that I knew had rabies before I'd pick up a non-venomous snake.
Okay. Just out of just out of pure terror.
Just out of pure terror. I'm afraid of snakes. If anybody ever says they need a music video and there's going to be snakes
You're
involved,
like, hell no.
it's not happening.
What about a rubber snake?
You know, sometimes I even have a hard enough time with that. You know, I see snakes on TV and it makes me sweat.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I
What
don't
about
know
like Broken Bones, like a skater video where a guy cracks his ankle in half? That's okay with you.
Those are pretty intense, but I'll
But a
definitely...
snake video?
Broken Bones all day.
Really?
Broken Bones. I can... Blood and guts. Shot, stab.
So horror movies are okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No nightmares.
Anyone getting mutilated, stabbed, you're okay with.
No nightmares.
But just no snakes.
Nightmares.
For what?
Snakes.
Really? Okay.
Daymares even.
So you never saw snakes on the plane?
Definitely not. I was not going to spend my money to watch a movie that was going to give me anxiety.
Oh, I've got a
do that.
mental challenge for you.
Okay. Challenge me.
Mr. Fab calls you and says, I have a brand new line coming out.
Uh-huh.
The Cobra Kai.
The Cobra Kai.
Right?
Karate Kid.
There's a cobra.
That was Karate Kid,
There's
right?
a huge cobra on the clothing. You're like, Mr. Fab, this is where I draw the line.
It's a real cobra, or it's like a
real cobra.
It's like silkscreen.
Does it matter?
Not really, because I'm not doing it. I just wanted to ask. But no,
So you say no to the cobra outfit.
I would tell Fab directly to his face, no, Fab, I'm not with this one. I'm not. If it has anything to do with the snake, I'm not.
You draw the line.
Yeah, snakes and me do not. I've swam with sharks.
What if DJ Snake called you and want to do collaboration?
God, that's a good DJ.
It's DJ Snake, dude.
The likelihood, no.
Okay.
The likelihood, no. Just there's too many possibilities with somebody like that. There's too many possibilities that one of his fans is going to bring him a snake backstage. And
He probably does have a snake, which you think about it, right?
Yeah.
That means you like snakes.
I would only assume.
You'd walk in the studio and you'd like a python chilling somewhere on a couch. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm DJ Snake. Hello.
Yeah, duh.
Of course, he was saying like a British accent or something.
Right,
or
right.
Japanese. Is he Japanese?
I'm not sure. I'm not too hip on the whole EDM world. I like going to the festivals and having fun and this and that, but I can't name more than probably 3 DJs.
I do know they're having a fantastic time.
They're having an amazing
They're
time.
having an amazing time.
And they're getting paid the big bucks.
Having more fun than I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, and some of these DJs are like 40 years old thinking they're still in college.
There's pictures I see on the internet, on Instagram, of people having more fun than I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
Of all my experiences.
Yeah.
Right? Just in one photo of a person standing somewhere.
Yeah.
Things glowing around them. Magic happening everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
And then dollar bills falling out of their pockets or something.
But yeah, man, so Louisiana was done, came back to California, worked in the weed industry, met and worked for some of the greatest people alive, and now some passed away. I was raised and taught by some of the best.
Dude, who's your favorite celebrity?
Who's my favorite celebrity? So I haven't had to have met them. They can just be my favorite celebrity.
Yeah. Is there a celebrity you always like to see in a movie?
Man, celebrity...
Like whatever they're doing, you're watching.
You know...
Do you fall for that still? Do you fall for the celebrity hype of like, oh my god, there's a new summer blockbuster?
No,
Have you seen every Fast and Furious movie?
I have not.
Neither have I.
I am a director and I do not watch a lot of TV. I rarely go to the movies. I don't really want to be influenced so much by other people. I want to just kind of do it my way. And between me and the artists that I'm working with, we do it our way. When you're coming and hiring me, you're hiring me because you like my style of work. We're not going to try to imitate another director. If you want a Hatch 86 or a Tyler Casey production or a Cole Bennett, contact them and pay them what they're asking so you can get that style of a video.
All those other directors, I guess, in town.
Yeah, but if you're contacting me, please be contacting me because you like my style of work. I'm going to work with you and we're going to collaborate, but we're not going to make a Cole Bennett music video without Cole Bennett being on set. We can try to mimic some of it, but at the same time, I really don't want to.
But there's no celebrity you just really dig?
Not off the top of my head. Not off the top of my head. I'm probably more into athletes than I am celebrities. So I guess you could say athletes are celebrities. But
oh, did you watch the fight that just happened?
yeah, I did.
So what'd you think?
Triple G should have won again.
I agree with you.
I watched the first one, and I thought he should have won.
Are we going to say the word together, the F word? Fixed? Fixed.
Yeah.
It's fixed.
Yeah. Alvarez is like the face of boxing right
and
now.
Oscar De La Hoya put some bullshit letter on Twitter.
I believe
he's a chicken.
I believe it was.
The whole thing is fixed.
I believe it was, or something, because when the announcers...
They know what they're doing.
When the announcers are calling it one way, when my eyes are telling me it's one way, but then the cards say something completely else.
I'm not a boxing expert, of course. I'm just a stupid person who watches boxing. But
right.
The fight I saw on Saturday night, Canelo lost that fight.
Yeah.
Triple G.
I believe Triple G. I believe Triple G fought the fight that he wanted to.
Canelo won the first 3 rounds. That's it.
Yeah.
And by round 4 and 5, the tide had turned and Canelo was missing shots, and he was tired. He was gassing out.
Yeah, and it wasn't Triple G backing away. Triple G was
destroyed him.
Yeah, opening the ground. He was opening the real estate. The more real estate you own, the more of a tycoon you are. So if distancing myself from you won't allow you to punch me, but I can still punch you, that's the game plan. His jabs should be worth more points than what they were. Triple G landed big on just jabs.
Oh, I don't know. I don't go into the whole. I'm too lazy to look at the whole boxing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm around boxers all the time, but
I love boxing. I'm not really into the UFC. I'm not into the mixed martial arts as much. That I'm an old school guy. I'm only 32, but I'm definitely still more into boxing.
Here's my issue with mixed martial arts. I feel like for a while they've kind of had this churn and burn mentality. Mm-hmm. If every year there's a brand new champion of something, and every year there's a crop of new people. Mm-hmm. I just think that I don't know where I'm going with this, but you know, the NFL, the NBA, they have stars. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm actually probably wrong about this. I'm stoned.
It's all right.
It's all right. I'm just working through it. No, I'm wrong.
If not, I can go back to talking about me.
No. I'm just realizing I don't dig the UFC that much either.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like this churn and burn mentality of every year there's some new Russian name. I don't know who the fuck they are. All I know, they're supposed to be a badass.
Yeah, I don't know. And I know people are going to get mad, but I don't know. To me, UFC is fighting, whereas boxing is a sport. There's a sport to it, whereas UFC, there's definitely technique, but your main objective, knock this person out.
Pretty much.
Boxing, I do believe there should be more big punches. There should be more entertainment, but I still like boxing. That's my sport of choice.
I do too. I love boxing. I'm not an expert at it, but I'm around a lot of it with Blake, and I respect it more than I ever have before.
Okay.
Being around Blake has changed my perspective on sports and boxing. That boxing's the toughest sport I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
I've seen Blake run 4 miles, do a workout, and just go nonstop. They call him the Beast because he really is a beast. He can train like a maniac. And it shows in the ring he's winning. Mm-hmm. But boxing, I completely respect what he does. It's a whole, and plus the punishment you take on your head is pretty enormous, you know. Besides all the camera work and all this stuff, and
a man that wears many hats,
and the Mr. Fab stuff, is there anything that you do? Do you have like a hobby you do besides? Do you just only work, or do you like do something that's for you? Do you love to go outdoors? Do you are you a movie buff? I mean, you say you don't like to be influenced by movies.
Yeah, so I'm not a movie buff. I love to hang out with my friends. I love to hang out with my friends that have nothing to do with music. They have nothing to do with the video world. They're just my friends I grew up with.
Okay.
Adam and Jason. So, Adam and Jason started this thing called Buffet Area.
Okay.
Buffet Area. Yeah. we go out and we eat. We hit the spots. They're big guys. I'm a wannabe big guy, and we go put it down. We go find the new snack spots.
What is it's buffet area an actual thing?
Buffet area is a real thing. It's a clothing brand. It's a blog.
Okay. I'll put the credits. Yeah, buffet area.
Buffet area.
So do they have an IG? Is that their IG?
It's in the works.
And what is it's a clothing line? It's like a brand, I guess, or
so it's gonna be a lifestyle.
Okay.
But it's for big guys. So their shirts start out at extra large and go up. They don't make smalls, mediums.
It's my style.
They don't support the small guys because they don't feel like big guys get supported enough. So they're doing stuff for the large and in charge. And then it's just food critics. Stuff you can make at home, places you can go eat out on the road. When you're in this city, stop here.
Are you a food critic?
I'm a baby food critic.
Okay.
Not like some of my friends. I have some friends. One of my friends, Ray in LA. What up, Ray, when you see this? Ray is he's not so much picky, but it's the way you put it together. This needed to go on top of that, so when you eat it, the flavors blend.
So do you consider yourself to be a foodie in any sort of way?
I guess.
Like, do you try new restaurants?
Yes.
Like, do you
I've been all over the world, so I've tried different cuisines.
Like, okay, so you
I've been to like 16 countries, so.
Okay. All right. So you've eaten street food, you've eaten all sorts of shit.
Yeah. Some stuff I never would again, some stuff I would.
What are your main spots in the Bay Area to eat at?
Touch of Soul.
Okay.
Chef Smelly.
Touch of Soul is in
North Oakland.
Okay.
It's in Emeryville, I guess you could technically say.
Okay.
But Touch of Soul is definitely a good spot. What's the spot I'm on right now? Flippin' Soul, a mix of Filipino and soul food.
Okay.
It's one of my go-to spots right now. But you said for the Bay Area, you're not just talking Oakland. You're talking the Bay Area. Are you talking sit down, or are you talking?
Just where was you if you were spending the day in the Bay Area?
Spending the day in the Bay. Well, if you're in San Francisco, you got to hit Mission Street and go get you a Mission burrito.
Okay.
If you're in the town, which we call Oakland, you've got to go get you some soul food. So like I said, either Flippin' Soul if you want to have a little twist, or you can go to something like Touch of Soul, which is more traditional.
Okay.
If you're in San Jose, once again, you have to go get some Mexican food. It's only right. Our taco trucks. Oakland, hit a taco truck.
You know what, man? I think taco trucks are really, I think not taco trucks, but food trucks are really overrated with me.
I think so too, but I think we see too much of the same types of food trucks. I think if they blended it, or if they made something that you just don't see every day, like when's the last time you went and got a jerk chicken hoagie or a jerk chicken?
Here's my issue with a food truck. I feel like I wait too long for my food. I'm waiting too long for my food coming from a food truck.
That's not right. You shouldn't.
I feel like the food is so elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
There's like...
They're doing too much?
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, it's just a little more prep food truck people, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more...
If I'm waiting past 15 minutes for my food, is that too long?
It is. Oh, for sure. 15 minutes for a food truck? I'm going to the next food truck.
Right? I've experienced that before.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you.